Hello everyone, this is Eternity Boo. Of course, hell is a real place. You know, God came to me when indirectly when I was a kid. So hell is a real place. When I was young, about 5 years old, I was going to the nun house, and the nun was like, looked like she was praying to God, and then she was arguing with God, you know, and I was wondering why she's arguing with God. So, and then the nun showed me a picture of what? Guess what? A picture of a lot of people going to hell. So, number one, you need to believe in God, right? How do you believe in God? You have to surrender, surrender your heart. If you cannot surrender your heart and pray to Jesus Christ, the witness, the one that will witness us to God that you did confess that you want to be in heaven, then how can you be in heaven, you know? So, number one, confess your sin. Number two, follow the righteousness. You know, a lot of sins in this world, and people don't know that, you know? They got a lot. Like, you know, they could be wrath, hate, lust, prejudice, a lot of things, you know? I'm not a perfect speaker, but God came to me for a reason, and I want to tell you my story, you know? I got a lot. I got to work tomorrow and all that stuff, but anyway. What I was gonna say, yeah, you need to realize that, you know, it's the true story that God is real and Jesus did die on the cross for us. And my story is not a dream because I do have God came to me when I was a kid, and then I did have an out-of-body experience. I did dreams at one time that God came to me, and also saw Jesus on somebody's foot. You know, this is reality right here. Jesus came to me on somebody's leg, some old lady leg, and it's not a tattoo. So this is not a dream. This is a warning, and a lot of people is going to hell, and you need to get snap out of it, and you need to pray to our Father, because He is God, and He's also our Father. Once you surrender with your heart, and if you can't surrender with your heart, then you know He know that you lie. You know, He's the Almighty God. He see everything, so He know if you're not even, you know, surrendering, praying that, oh yeah, you are real, Jesus, please, you know, forgive my sin, or please help me see the truth in you, then you were never able to be in heaven, you know. God wants us to be our home. But why did God create us if a lot of people go to hell, you know? I don't know the answer for that, but you know, it's a cruel war, I guess. But this is a soul war is totally different, and you might understand it. And a lot of people are going to hell for just not believing, you know, not knowing there's a God, you know, not knowing there's you know, Jesus Christ is the one that's gonna connect us to God, you know. So y'all need to wake up and become a believer by surrender and confess. That's the one thing God wants us to see y'all cry it out, you know, cry it out to God, bro, and then God gonna save us, you know. And then you need to follow the what's righteousness, you know, what's right. If you can't do that, then I don't know, because you know, people think it's a 10 commandment. You didn't do all of those 10 commandment. No, bro, it's just a template, you know. It's a template. It's so much sin out there. There's like a waitress of good and evil. It's also a weight of bad things, you know, greediness, whatever. It's a whole bunch of sin out there. And a lot of people know that, and sometimes they say that they're so sinful they cannot be saved. No, God can save you all, you know. You just have to believe and confess your sin, you know. Some of your sin is too small. It's not even worth nothing, bro. But if you don't confess, you cannot reach it, you know. And you have children, and if you have a family that raises up a Catholic Christian, it's easy for them to raise up to believe in God and trust that, you know, they confess to the Lord to be forgiven. And if you born in a different culture, a different religion, you know, it's very hard for you to believe, you know, and I can't help you. You have to help yourself and ask, you know. If you can't ask, then you can't become, you know, home eternity with God, you know. You be away from God. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling all y'all, so y'all could be saved. By saving yourself, you know, you could also save others, you know, your own kids, your own children. And I say that if you need to, you know, get a Bible, baptize your child, so they could be saved. So they always be with Christ, you know. And so one of my experience was like when I was let me see, when I had my out of body experience, okay, I have total awareness, and the total awareness is, you know, I could see the horizons of the horizon, you know, emptiness, all empty dark space, you know, in the universe. And when I was walking, you know, cause I still my mindset is still like human, so I was walking toward the lights. That's like that's heaven. That's the only light in the universe. So that's the only thing you can't see, you know. But you want to go hell and just see the light and then never make it to heaven. But I was, you know, God knows I was just walking there. But then after a while, I walk away from the light, right? I walk away from the light, so the light source, and I start walking. I look over my shoulder. When I look over my shoulder, I realize where's my arm, you know? And the first thing I think about is where's my arm? And my arm was looking like it was the soul, you know. I said, oh, I was looking for my cross. And when I looked for my cross, right? When I was looking for my cross, I was looking for Jesus. And then God, you know, sent me His grace, you know, and then I was saved, you know. This is real. I'm telling you, this is real. And God sent me His grace, sent me His light. He shot the light at me, you know. And then I felt like 5 times. 5 times how many times did I confess my sin? And one of this was when I was a kid. And I was in church, and I was laughing in church, you know, and I was a kid, you know. I was messing with my brother, and I was really laughing in church. And then one of the father asked me to, you know, kneel down and ask for forgiveness. That's when I was really asking for forgiveness, because I believe there's a, you know, I was raised as a Catholic, but then I still, you know, that really confessed my sin. But, you know, at that point I really confessed. And when you confess with your heart, God really forgive you. And you need to do that. And number 2, you know, you have to follow what is righteousness, you know. And a lot of people like don't know that sex is a sin. So you have to confess. If you don't, there you go. Well, you know, you need to get married, you know, and then have sex. But then everybody have sex, so what's going on? So you still have to confess those sins. You still got to tell God you're hurting Him, you know. And He doesn't make us to be, you know, be wrong, so He wants us to be right. He's always you know, in control. So, and number 3, I was talking about I did have a dream one time. I had a dream about God, and my dream was like suddenly everything felt so good, you know, in the dream. Dream from the out of body experience is totally different. In the out of body experience, I have total awareness. In my dreams, I feel something, you know. I feel like it's a feeling. So I could see myself feeling something, and then I feel all this light coming at me, and I say, man, how come this feeling feels so good? And then God came to me, right? And this whole source of like a sunlight come to me, and then I asked Him, you know, how I asked Him one question, you know, like, you know, I don't have any tools to, you know, to tell these people, you know. And then God tell me with all His answer, without even saying anything, with all this feeling He gave me. I have all the answer, man. And and you know, all this time I still don't think I have the answer, but I still have to tell the story so that way, you know, you could believe that there is a God, because saying that you believe doesn't mean you believe. When you surrender, right, and confess to the Almighty God, to Jesus, the Savior, then God will save you. Then you will be lifted, you know, be saved. And the last thing is that I was trying to say was I did see, I was doing a pedicure, you know, and I was and then I saw something, and Jesus came to me in somebody leg. So I was shocking, so I pulled back, you know. I didn't know what to do, you know. I was supposed to kneel down or something. I'll tell somebody, but the minute I try to tell somebody, it starts to fade away. And the, you know, the typical picture of Jesus, you know, that everybody always see, is not the one, you know. It's not the picture of that. It's the picture of the real Jesus, the one that, you know, had the shroud, you know, the blanket cover him when he dies. The whole picture of him. That's the real picture of him, you know. But I didn't have the whole effect of the picture of that, but you know, the picture was there. So it wasn't a picture. It was like a form of an image, you know, through his through this old lady leg. She must be faithful, so that Jesus did came to me through that. So that's a reality. So you need to check it out and confess your sin. If you can't do that with your heart, then I don't know, you know. God is really forgiving, and through faith, He will save us all. So good luck, and hope y'all got the message.